We'll be starting on the 6th row, and way back in P22 is Alexandre Couturier. They decided to be a little experimental with chassis. Did not quite work out for them. 1 minute to go. Beautiful smile from one of our officials here as the drivers start their engines and get ready for the pace lap here of the Briggs & Stratton Senior Final. This is round one of the Eastern Canadian Karting Championships. Beautiful sunny day. Should be perfect for racing, not too hot, just warm enough for the tires and the asphalt to work in sync. This is going to be a 16-lap final as the drivers head onto the track for the first pace lap. The DeLeo family has put a lot of effort and energy into bringing back Goodwood, one of the oldest karting tracks in all of Canada. So much history at this track. We're very fortunate and blessed to be able to still race at Goodwood, and that's thanks to the DeLeo family. Here we see our top 14 drivers on the false grid. Pierce Herter, brother of Kyle, will be starting in 8th. Charlotte Lalonde will be in 18th place. Very beautiful young lady. Our first lady in today's Briggs & Stratton Senior in 19, that was Jessica, I believe. Looks like we have a little bit of confusion here on the formation lap, but all these experienced drivers at the front will sort it out amongst themselves. Here we go. This is the last hairpin at the bottom of Goodwood as they head up towards the final corner before the start finish. And will we have a green flag? They look well aligned to me. Oh, there's somebody carrying a piece of bodywork with them. That's never a good sign when you're about to start a race and you got your nose pod in your lap. I guess he'll have to come into the pits. Here we go, green flag given from our marshals, and oh, that's a poor start by Jean-Francois Lafontaine as he gets cut up on the outside. That's Kyle Herter, Kyle Edgar, 1 and 2. Lafontaine is now in the Briggs & Stratton Senior. This is the 2017 Canadian Karting Championship from an absolutely stunning, gorgeous track here at Mosport Kartways. Once again, we have Michael Glaze on P1, Tyler McCullough right next to him, Pierce Herter in 3rd, Gavin Sanders 4, Marco Signoretti 5, Jonathan Treadwell 6. That's 6 drivers from Ontario, if I'm not mistaken. They've really embraced this whole Briggs & Stratton class, but for as long as I can remember, 4-cycle racing has been extremely huge and popular in all of Ontario going back to the 80s. Look at this complete grid. Don't these cars just, this is absolutely fabulous footage. I love this in-kart stuff. It really gives you an idea of what it looks like being on this track. You get to analyze everything very, very well. Here we go. We got one more lap to go as they're all lined up, getting ready for our start. You can just see how calm all the drivers are. Very professional, very lined up, 2 by 2. You have to maintain a minimum speed here, otherwise the start will not be given. Yellow flag is just to remind the drivers that we haven't started racing yet. I'd love to be back in one of these karts again. This is one of the most exciting parts of the race weekend, and that is the start of the big final. Here we go, as we're getting a green flag right now. Yes, it is. A green flag is given. The final has started in the Briggs & Stratton Senior Canadian Karting Championships. I believe that was Michael Glaze that managed to hang on to his first position, and Pierce Herter there of the Briggs & Stratton Senior Canadian Karting Championships. You know, sitting on the grid, the butterflies are going, you're concentrating, you're nervous, but once the karts are rolling and you're out there on the pace laps, all the nerves go away. It is time to focus and concentrate. See some of the drivers wishing each other luck. That's just a little bit of fair sportsmanship, but once that green drops, I think the sportsmanship will be out the window. Look at that, 39 karts lined up, row by row. This is a very exciting moment for the spectators. We see the pace car now wandering into the pits. As the drivers are in formation, will we get a green on our first flash? Green flag is given. Here we go. The start of the Briggs & Stratton Canadian is the entry-level Danielle Ali, one of the newer drivers. Look at the kids. They are just so excited. They got their helmets. They got their racing suits. This is very safe, by the way. Neck collar. Safety first in the Briggs & Stratton cadet class. That's Callum Baxter, your pole sitter, an outside pole. Just love to have the young ladies racing. That's Lily Flintoff in second. Ethan Donkers, I remember him from last year, in third place. Ashton Henkel is in fourth. Aiden Ingrata will be starting on the third row in P5. That's Owen Mahar, P6. Scotty Watkins, there's a Jordan DeLeo, and that rounds out the top 8, your first 4 rows in the Briggs & Stratton cadet class. This is an absolutely fabulous age to get involved in motor racing. It's inexpensive. It gives the young drivers a chance to they get to touch the cards, they get to work on them. You know, I remember back at 8 years old getting a little plastic mechanic set, and I was pretending to fix things, and well, and you're working on your cadet cart with Dad, and you can touch some real tools and work on things, and it's just a fabulous chance to get the young drivers some experience. It's a first step as they work their way into becoming young adults, and there's a seriousness about it. The whole safety issue, which is #1 at ASN Canada when it comes to kart racing. And they get to work on mechanics with the dad, and it's just a fabulous way for these younger drivers to mature into young people. Once again, Callum Baxter is starting on the front row with Lily Flintoff right behind him. And Ethan Donkers, who I believe, if memory serves me correctly, was on the podium in last year's Briggs & Stratton cadet race. Look at that, very professional. You gotta love that about the young drivers. The officials only have to tell them something once. Yellow flag, which is standard here on the pace lap, just to remind the drivers that we haven't started racing yet. Minimum speed to respect. Drivers are just very attentive when it comes to following the rules. Much better than we get with some of the older drivers as we're getting ready for the start here of this Canadian Karting Championship in cadet. Here we go. We have our green flag. In about 15 minutes time, we will have our new Canadian Karting champion. Lily Flintoff seems to have a very good start there on the inside. Yeah, Lily has taken the lead. Lily Flintoff is in first. It looks like Ethan Donkers dropped back into 5th. Yeah, Ethan dropped back into 5th place. Your new leader